So I just finished a Versa Climber class, and that's why I'm super sweaty. And I'm going to make a video today explaining a little bit more about my fitness routine. Okay, so I found this very pretty place here on this trail, and I'm going to finish the video here. Hope no more cyclists come racing by me. So I'm just a couple blocks from the beach here, right off a highway, so I had to get away from the road noise. But I wanted to just make a video explaining to people how what my fitness routine is, because I'm 61 and I'm pretty fit. I think most people would agree. So I started exercising in my 20s, and for most of my life I did cardio, step aerobics and running, and a little bit of stationary bike. I hurt my hip flexor in my late 50s, and that's when I started doing Pilates to realign my body, and I started learning more about being in my lats, engaging my abs, strengthening my abs, and really working on form. Form is not something that was taught in the classes I took, and also, I was taking the HIIT classes and boot camp classes, and it was just all making it worse. So I started the Pilates and I started strength training 3 years ago. So the key is to do things that you enjoy. So I don't want to lecture though. So I found things that I enjoy. And for me, I enjoy Pilates, weight training, plyometrics, cardio, and I like to mix it up or I get bored. I don't do a lot. I do a max of 1 hour a day, some days less, and I take 1 day off. I don't do marathons, triathlons, competitions. It just wears my body out. So moderation for sure. Other people like group sports. They like tennis, racquetball, skating, dancing, walking. I get bored walking. I think hiking could be good. So the key is to find something that you enjoy. The number 2 thing to know is that it never gets easier, and some days I don't want to do it. So the key is knowing that getting started is the greatest obstacle. Getting out the door, getting to the gym. Getting started is the greatest obstacle, and the first 5 or 10 minutes are hard, no matter how long you've been doing it. So if you're waiting to get in the mood, or you're waiting for it to be easy, you'll never do it, because it never is. So for me, what helps, I don't like working out at home alone anymore. I like working out with a trainer. I have an appointment to keep. For some people, it could be a class. So that's, it could be going with a friend. So that's the mental thing. And then I also play it forward. I know if I don't go, I'm going to feel sluggish all day. And when I do go, I'm going to feel better after. I'm going to feel strong, and I like how I look. Okay. Now, in order to perform at this level, and I'm not even at a competitive level, in order for me to lift these heavy weights and to have the strength to do cardio, there are 3 things that are important regarding lifestyle, because otherwise you can't perform. Number 1 is getting enough sleep. If I haven't slept my 7 hours or 8 or whatever, my body doesn't want to perform. It's tired. The body needs to be rested and well nourished, which brings me to points 2 and 3. Water. So important to hydrate the day before, to drink enough water and to nourish the body well. If I'm eating a bunch of French fries and Pepsis, my body can't perform. The one thing I've had to change, because I've eaten healthy my whole life, I was raised on organic food like my mom was. My mom's brother was a naturopath in Germany, so I grew up eating really healthy, so I have that advantage. If you eat junk food, you got a lot of work cut out for you to switch your taste buds over. But I've been vegetarian since I'm 10, so a big change I had to make was start adding more protein. That has helped a lot with my energy. It took a few months. One thing that my Pilates instructor had recommended was protein powder, but then I read that the protein powder, even from Garden of Life, has a bunch of metals in it. So I've been switching over to eggs and yogurt. Sigurt's yogurt has the highest protein per cup, like 20 grams of protein for 3/4 cup. So that was I used to say protein is overrated, who needs protein? But when I started weightlifting, I started realizing that my body needed more fuel. I know there are people who are into the carnivore diet, so that might work for you. Okay, so that sums it up. Find things you enjoy. Realize that it's always going to be a little bit of a struggle to get out the door, and the first 5 or 10 minutes are always going to be the hardest. You know, the warm-up. Number 3, get plenty of sleep. Number 4, drink enough water. Number 5, nourish your body. And that's, I think that's the basics of it. Oh, and then one more thing that is super important, and this is where Pilates helps, is the breathing, and to have really good form so you don't injure yourself and you can enjoy the exercise. I do not listen to music while I work out. I'm really in my body. I recently started doing hot yoga. My personal trainer makes it like in a way that I like, and there has been no music in there. The music hasn't worked, which is a blessing, because I'm really in my body. I'm feeling every muscle. Like on the VersaClimber today, you know, with every step, you know, I'm pulling down here with my lats. And I'm pushing down with my feet flat, with all 4 pads of my feet on the pedal. And my inner thighs push down, and my glutes are engaged, and my abs are engaged. And I see so many people with bad form in the gym because they're using momentum, they're moving way too quickly. They're not, you know, the idea is to move slow, intentional, and be in the body. And breathe into the rib cage, because all the deadlifts, I gotta keep my abs engaged, so I have to breathe into my rib cage. So you gotta learn how to breathe, you gotta have really good form, and that's why I think, well, some people get into a zone with the music, but I find that the music is a distraction. I'm listening to the music, and I want my whole awareness to be in my lungs, in my abs. And it's like, I like being physical, and that's also why I like sex. Because sex is also a way of being physical, and the same movements that I need, like the exercise I do, help me to be better in bed, because I can move around, I can still ride a guy, using my inner thighs and my glutes, being in my abs, being in my lats. I don't have to just lay there and complain about my hips hurting. Another thing I want to add, I'm going to keep going, is I wear zero shoes. I wear what are called barefoot shoes, which are these. And so they have, I'm going to show you guys, because these barefoot shoes have no cushioning really. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Alright, I'm going to put this phone down here in the grass while I take these shoes off and show you. The barefoot shoes have a wide toe box, and they don't have cushioning. I think Nike really ruined it for runners, because they with their cushioning, they encourage people to bounce on their feet rather than using their glutes, their inner thighs, and their hamstrings and their abs for running. Barefoot shoes, just like this, you can roll this up. Peekaboo again. Okay, and in fact, I just bought 3 sandals. They're barefoot sandals. 2 I'm getting from Europe. I'm really into the barefoot shoes. They really, when I walk, I can feel the pads of my feet on the street. And yesterday when I went out, even the boots I bought, I wore when I went out dancing last night, I wore a dress just to the knee with some black pantyhose and flat boots, barefoot boots. I wear barefoot shoes. Unless I'm going out on a date with a guy, I'm wearing flat shoes. And so I'm still going to wear dresses, but the flat shoes are good. And with the flat shoes, I've had to learn to run differently. I've had to learn I can no longer bounce on my heels because it fucking hurts. I've had to learn to land flat-footed, which has caused me to use more of my abs and more of my legs and have a better foot pattern. So these are called Zero shoes. You can take out the lining if you want. I take this out to air it out after every run. And again, I'm not like, I run like 30 minutes, you know. I think that a lot of people think they have to overdo it. You don't have to. I think 25 minutes of cardio is perfect. And doing some sprints. The other thing I'm doing is I'm doing toe work. In Pilates, we do footwork. And I had this little bunion, and so a couple of months ago I could not separate these toes at all, but because I wear this and I do little foot exercises, I can now move this. Now, why is that important? This is another thing they don't tell you, that the trainers don't tell you, because the feet are super freaking important, because you want to land on all four pads of your feet, and if your feet are like this, you can't land properly, and that goes all the way up the chain. So having strong feet, my feet are very strong, they have a lot of muscles in them. And you know how babies do this? Babies do this because they're exercising their feet to get ready to walk. So stretch out your toes, take your shoes off, stretch out your toes, you know, exercise them a little bit. And I twisted this ankle a few years ago, and it didn't heal right, and then that caused issues all up the chain. So I've been reworking this foot, and like, this stuff is just kind of fun, you know. It's not like I spend hours a day. It's just a couple minutes a day, bringing a little bit of awareness to the foot, landing on all four pads of the feet. So I've been wearing these, and I'm hoping eventually I won't need these anymore, but sometimes I'll even wear two. And when I switched to these barefoot shoes a year ago, I ran just a few minutes a day in them, and then gradually I walked with these at home. I first wore these a couple minutes at night, you know, and then I wore them longer, and then I started wearing them for running, and now I wear them all the time. So you got to gradually build it up, else you're going to hurt your feet. So that's a little bit on that. And I really like my body, and this is why I've never had any work done. I've never done liposuction, because I don't think the doctors can sculpt the body the way it naturally sculpts. Like, I don't care if I have this, you know, it's supposed to be there. Anyway, so that's a little bit about me and my exercise routine. I feel really good right now. I did 30 minutes of Versa Climber, and it was hard, but I did it, and I feel really good. So I just wanted to share this video with you. And another thing I want to say is about how women dress at the gym. I dress very modestly. Like, this Versa Climber class is just all ladies. Usually I wear, when I work out with my personal trainers, my weight trainer and my Pilates instructor, I always wear a tank top over this, unless it's super hot. In the summer, I wear longer leggings. I don't want my booty sticking out. I don't wear like provocative things to the gym. I think it's important to dress somewhat modestly. And if you think about it, men are wearing long shorts and shirts, and women are running around in all these little skimpy little outfits. I myself are more comfortable in skimpy outfits because the outfits get hot, and I like to run with running shorts, like short running shorts, so the wind is blowing through me and I don't feel all that fabric, like it just feels better on my body. But I only do that if I'm going on a trail. I don't do that if I'm in the gym around other people, because I think how we dress in public, we have to dress, you know, properly. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and thank you so much for watching my video.